To build in 3 dimensions, you gotta be in the Part option. And you choose the Part function. The 3D option must be active. Don't touch the other options. Let's create a simple part. Let's see, for example, I'm gonna make a piston that I can get through multiple extrusions. I start with the circular outline of the piston base. I size it to get the desired size, let's say 41 mm. When it's done, I exit the function. And I hit Done. It will come out and ask me what thickness to give to this piston base. We can, for example, put 5 mm. And there you go. We now have a circular disc with a thickness of 5 mm. If you want to add a second extruded element on this first extruded element, it's not difficult. We relaunch the Create Extruded Object function. We designate the face from which we want to draw the sketch. There. Normally, it will ask me to designate a vertical or a line for the y-axis. Unfortunately, I don't have a straight line here. Never mind. I'll designate the rounded edge. Unfortunately, I don't know how it will orient my sketch. Now I can draw the outline of the skirt touching the piston base. And I'm going to extrude it to a certain length. Don't forget, this time you need to give it 2 edges. I managed to align it with the edge of the previous circle. I'll draw a second circle also centered. There. Then, you need to define the dimensions. I indicate it's done. Then, I choose Done to finish. It tells me in which direction the extrusion will be done and asks for the length of the extrusion. You adjust the value you want. Then, you hit OK, and there you go. The extrusion is done. I want to round, for example, the corner here. I'm going to look for a rounding command. You have 2 options here, rounds or chamfers. I choose round. It will ask me to select the edge to round, so I select it. I hit Done. It asks for the radius value. I'll put, for example, 3 mm, and hit Enter. There you go. The rounding is done. Suppose the piston has a skirt that narrows down further. We want a second, even thinner thickness. I assume you've understood. We do another extrusion using the same technique as before. Choose Extrusion. Designate the face. Designate an edge to know how to orient. Then, I trace the sketch. Don't forget, you need 2 outlines, one that coincides with the circle and a second one. Let's zoom in to avoid coinciding with the edge. Specify the thickness. Let's put a dimension. Say, 37 mm. And I exit to get the new extrusion. Accept the length for now. I can still add rounds. Let's put 1 here. Select the first edge. Then hit Done. Let's put a value of 1. We can enlarge. I can add another round here. No need to ask for the rounding command again, it's already active. I click Done, and I'll put the value of 1 as well. I've finished modifying the shape of my piston. In fact, you could make the same piston in a revolution volume. You can do it right away from a sketch. From a new file, I make sure I'm in the Part module. I select the Part option. I specify that it's a 3D part, which is solid. And this time, I ask for the revolution mode. In the sketch that opens, a revolution axis appears. You can draw the half contour of the part. So, quickly. I create a profile. Here's a continuous line. Like this. And I have to close the contour. This is the actual rotation axis. You can round directly in the sketch. A command is available. I'll round with a certain radius value between this line and that line. The command is still active, so I can possibly round between these. And then, again, round between these two corners. There you go. I don't modify anything else in the sketch. I choose Done. What revolution angle? I'll put 360 degrees. And I hit OK. Now I look at my part. There you go. I see that I managed to make the same type of part as in the previous example, but through revolution rather than with multiple extrusions.